WWE Elimination Chamber starts with the kickoff pre-show, The Miz versus Rey Mysterio with his son Dominic in his corner, and Rey wins with a roll-up. After the match, Miz goes to attack Rey, but Dominic stops him, and they hit a double 619 and frog splashes on the Miz. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman in his corner versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship, and Reigns wins with a guillotine chokehold. Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss in an Elimination Chamber, and the last two are Bianca and Alexa, and Bianca wins with a KOD, so she gets a Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville versus Naomi and Ronda Rousey, and Ronda has to have one arm tied behind her back, and Ronda wins with an armbar on Sonya. Madcap Moss with Baron Corbin in his corner versus Drew McIntyre in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and Corbin helps Moss throughout the match, and McIntyre wins with his Claymore kick. Lita versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, and Becky wins with the Manhandle Slam. The Viking Raiders Eddie Kaniva to come out for their match, but the Usos Jimmy and Jay attack them, so the match doesn't happen. Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle versus Austin Theory versus AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship inside an Elimination Chamber in the main event. During the match, Theory is thrown through Lashley's pod, and Lashley's taken out of the match. Then Lesnar breaks out of his pod and F5s Seth, then Riddle, then AJ, and eliminates them. And Theory tries to escape, but Brock grabs Theory and F5s him off the pod onto padding and wins the match. New champion. We'll see you next time for the next pay-per-view review.